Hi, I'm Jeffrey Craner, and my friend Cecil Baldwin loves horror movies, and he's helping make this genre more approachable for me and hopefully for you too, one film at a time in a random order. You squeamish about horror movies? Don't worry, we'll tell you what happens. Adore horror movies? Great. Watch along with us each week. Oh, and hey, this week we have another live stream this Saturday, October 18th at 3 p.m. Eastern, New York City time. This month we're talking about the 2019 Spook Fest Haunt. Our live shows are only $5, and by being a Patreon member, you get to help us pick the movies we watch each month. We, of course, do a random draw of all nominated films, so join us this Saturday, October 18th at 3 p.m. New York time as we discuss Haunt from 2019. That's at patreon.com/randomhorror9. But that is later. Let us talk about today's episode. As always, check the show notes for content warnings about this week's episode discussion and film. This week, we randomly rolled a 5 for vampire and a 3 for period piece. Here is episode 290.
Number generation. Podcast number 9.
This week on Random Number Generator, horror podcast number 9, Bram Stoker's Dracula, 1992. Warning! Spoilers ahead.
So we just finished watching Francis Ford Coppola's epic Bram Stoker's Dracula, which is full of painted sets, lush colors, elaborate costumes, symphonic wells, and more splashy acting than you can shake a copy of Lee Strasberg's The Method Handbook at. And we'll get to the cinema of it all, but first I want to talk about the closing credits. It's nothing major here, credits-wise, just red text scrolling up a black background, but instead of an orchestral score like we get throughout all of this very cinematic film, we get Annie Lennox crooning her hit Love Song for a Vampire, which she recorded for this film. Though it looks like she never really liked Bram Stoker's Dracula the novel as much as she did Anne Rice's Vampire Chronicles, still, here's this gorgeous song, though thematically in tune, I guess, with this movie. It's tonally weird to have this pop ballad just out of nowhere tacked on at the end. But what are you going to do, man? It's the 90s. We're in the final gasps of Hollywood underwriting new hit singles for their tentpole features, like Whitney Houston's cover of I Will Always Love You for The Bodyguard, Celine Dion's My Heart Will Go On from Titanic, Coolio's Gangsta's Paradise for Dangerous Minds. Like, shit, we were doing this in the 80s, too. Danger Zone for Top Gun. Don't You Forget About Me was written for The Breakfast Club, Maniac for Flashdance, Eye of the Tiger for Rocky III, even goddamn Bob Dylan wrote Knockin' on Heaven's Door for 1973's Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid. And listen, we still kind of do this, but like the two 21st century examples I could think of, I know there's more, but that came to my head were kind of both in pseudo-musicals. There's Lose Yourself from 8 Mile and Shallow from A Star is Born. Actually, also there's musicals like Disney films and things like that, like big songs come out of Moana or whatever. But we also have Bond movie themes, but that's just like a tradition of the Bond franchise. But like just a plain old summer blockbuster, I can't think of any like last 25 years of like a song we were like, this is the song from the movie. Sadly, or gladly, depending on how you feel about this kind of corporate and artistic synergy, Top 40 radio isn't really a thing anymore, so Hollywood's kind of out of the motion picture soundtrack game, I guess. No more title track theme songs from Shaft or Stayin' Alive or even Wild Wild West. R.I.P. Fresh Prince, you wholesome motherfucker, you. But you know what? Long live Annie Lennox, you icon. Hi, Cecil.
Hi, Jeffrey.
Do you have a favorite song from a movie soundtrack?
Well, it's okay. So when I hear soundtrack, I first think, what's a soundtrack I like? So like the theme song from The Good, the Bad, the Ugly, like that whole set, like I have that on vinyl. It is an amazing soundtrack. But when you're talking like a song, like a top 40 song from a soundtrack, I mean, Whitney Houston is hard to get around.
It's really hard to get around that.
But also, the entire soundtrack to Footloose is like Kenny Loggins. Can't go wrong with that.
That's true. Yeah, because he also did Danger Zone for Top Gun. Why not get Kenny Loggins?
Like that was the sweet spot.
I don't want to close my eyes. I don't want to fall asleep because I miss you, babe.
Oh, Robin Hood, Prince of
You ever
Thieves.
loved a woman?
Oh yeah, of course. Cecil, I failed once again to get us a guest. What I got us was a returning guest. I got us a vampire expert, person that puts the cool in Dracula. I got us a Symphony Sanders. Hi, Symph. Hello. What's your favorite soundtrack
a classic one is probably My Heart Will Go On from Titanic. But
Yes,
if we're staying
so
in the
good.
realm of like vampire movies, it's that one from The Lost Boys. Do you remember that? There's the one that thou shalt not kill, that one. But I can't help but be in love with that one where the guy's playing the saxophone, the beefy guy's playing the saxophone. When he's like,
Greasy saxophone guy.
It's a bird escape. I don't know what he's saying, but I love it.
Amazing. They did that one had the remake of People Are Strange.
Yes.
They had the remake of the Doors song in that one too, because that was my first exposure to that song as a kid. I'm like, this song is so cool. Anyways, I just found that really interesting that like this the Bram Stoker's Dracula soundtrack is entirely orchestral, except
and then one Annie Lennox song.
Lennox song.
So random.
Good for her. Good for the 1990s. We've all seen this movie before. I saw this movie for the first time only like a year ago. But yeah, I missed this somehow in the 90s. I don't know. It's just one of those movies that I'm like, I want to see that, and then you never do. And then it's kind of bypassed. It's interesting because I feel like when this movie came out, I know it did big numbers at the box office, but I don't feel like it got great reviews like as a film. I feel like everybody technically loved the movie, but that's my memory. Was this like in my memory this was kind of like a critical flop but a box office hit?
I don't remember it winning like it didn't like awards or anything. I don't.
Well,
maybe
costumes. It won for costumes and makeup.
Okay.
Oh, the costumes were cunty.
Yeah. Yes. Like that's what happens when you get like a Japanese costume designer who's never seen a Dracula before ever, and she's just like, I don't know, I'm going to make this kabuki as hell.
It was. I mean, that was beautiful. I mean, honestly, most of the costumes, I was like, first of all, fitted well, the colors, the like silhouettes. I've been watching a lot of Drag Race, so I'm very much thinking about the fashions. But yeah, I mean, even his wig, the like bulb, it was iconic, and so many people. I'm thinking about the costumes that have been like spawned from that. Like there've been so many. Like I've seen so many of these costumes been used in like referentially in like SNL or other things like skits and whatever, where it's like, oh, you automatically know what that is referencing.
The Dracula butt hair was like a
the big
moment.
thing. Yeah.
And I feel like maybe that's what you're picking up on, Jeffrey, is that I feel like the acting, everybody went, what is going on with some of the accents in this movie?
Literally.
But that was kind of it critically. Yeah. Because the rest of the movie is so gorgeous.
Yeah.
And actually, apparently, this movie was considered like way too bloody, and they had to cut out like a lot of it. So, like, I don't think mainstream audiences were ready for the full Bram Stoker's Dracula uncut.
No. A quick trivia note about Aiko Ishioka, who is the costumer for this movie. So she came out of commercial design, and she met Francis Ford Coppola because she designed the poster for the Japanese poster for Apocalypse Now. And he loved it so much that he, his work with her on that poster, that started their relationship. And she eventually was brought on to do costumes for this film. Wow. The other thing was she did the Houston Rockets logo redesign in 2003 is another thing I found. So
is it also cunty?
No, it's just kind of an R that vaguely looks like a rocket. It's fine.
Oh.
Okay.
It's fine.
Well,
paycheck's a paycheck.
Everything can't be your best work.
No.
And yeah, you can't go further up than what you did with the costumes for this.
No, it's really hard. It's really hard to top that. It's really hard to get the money you would need to top that because the costumes in this are very expensive looking.
Oh, yeah.
The sheer volume and quality of them.
I've literally so many notes just about the costuming. Like, also, because just like the way that everything moved was beautiful and cinematically, like, stunning. Like when girlfriend was going through the labyrinth with the red on, I was like, first of all, she was like, oh, my friend is so pure and all this stuff. Bitch, she's wearing like red lingerie. She's walking around
Lingerie and negligee. Yeah.
Yeah, negligee.
negligee, and she's freaking on the weekend with this wolf or whatever in the thing. But I was like, oh, look how the cape blows and like whatever. It was gorgeous. It was gorgeous. And nobody was wearing undergarments in any of this. You wanted to see titty, you saw titty.
Well, I think that's actually a really like one of the themes of the costumes and this movie in general is the sort of the closed off Victorian nature of it all. And those freaky Victorians, when they let go, they really let go.
They really do.
And so like I love, like Winona Ryder's like going shopping in town outfit.
The green one. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's like it is so repressed and so buttoned down. So then you have them like a few scenes later running around in the garden kissing in the rain. You're like, oh man.
Yeah, I was like, hi, ma'am. I was like, just friends.
We're best friends.
Just a little bit. We don't know anything about sexual stuff. We're looking at these naughty Arabian Nights books, which is basically the Kama Sutra. It's like, she's like, what? Can you believe it?
I don't even know.
Like,
how do you even do that?
Do a man and a woman even do that? Yes, they do, mama. Yes, they do. And you're about to find out. They were also like 19 or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, these little hoes. They're like, they're like, whatever. They're like, let's experiment together first. And I was like, kiss, kiss, kiss.
And they do.
They do. I was like, I want to see more of that scene. Anyway.
Y'all have read Dracula before, right?
I think I have. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe.
Mate,
and it was like, I was like, oh, I get that. Sure. Letters. Lots and lots of letters.
Lots and lots of letters. It kind of has the guise of a literary novel in the way that it's epistolary, right?
Yeah.
We've got all these letters and it's written some of the letters are written in that kind of proper Victorian voice or what have you. This
Captain's log. Star date.
Yes.
1889.
This book is schlocky shit. It's really fun. I think it's such a fun and stupid read, and I think it's great. And I think this movie, like, more than any of the other Dracula-centered storylines we've done, I think matches the tone of the book. I think the book is not nearly as, like, violent and action-filled as this movie gets, but I think the movie is just taking the spirit of what the book is trying to capture. But the book is trying to, like, hint at sexuality. It's trying to hint at bloodiness. It's trying to be a horror novel, and it's for its era. I think it's a real fucking page turner.
Oh, fun fact! Before they started rehearsal on this movie, Coppola made the entire cast sit down and read the entire novel.
Okay,
and they said it took like 2 days, but they just to get the actual novel in their mouths. Which I think is amazing because, like when you look at like Dracula is one of those properties that you're like, how many versions of Dracula on screen have there been?
Right.
Dozens.
Dead and loving it.
Dead and loving it.
And we've seen this story before. We honestly, like I was like, oh, right. Like we've seen this like in numerous versions, whether it's Nosferatu or another Dracula or like whatever. So finding not only the original text of it and being able to honor that, but also lending your own experience and your own twist on it is like interesting. So I thought this movie is a good representation of that Dracula, that well-known Dracula story, but then it gives a little bit more. Like when the fact that they start off telling the story of how he got to be Dracula and like the pain and the sorrow and like all of that, like which caused him to rebuke God and like all that stuff and become a creature of the night. Um, was great. Also
Yeah.
his fucking bust down mama of the curls.
I know. Like, that is some luxurious hair.
Yeah, that's fully like raw human hair. Like those bundles, not cheap. Not
No.
cheap.
They
They made that
apparently
with,
they handmade every single wig in
Of
the
course.
kabuki style, like individually threaded.
yes, which is like the way, and you know that costs like a fucking arm and a leg, like, but that's like Beyonce level wigs, $1,200, $2,000 worth of wig, but it moves right, it lays right, it looks natural.
You want to put your fingers through it.
Uh-huh. But nobody's real hair looks like that. Nobody's real
No.
hair has that perfect, like, whatever. Especially after fighting a war. You went out and you're like hacking and slashing, and you've got,
You
first of
take
all,
your helmet off and you're like waving out your curls.
yeah. But the even like the Bunraku style of this like shadow
Yeah.
fighting was sickening. I loved it. And the costume for it being all like the ribbed, muscly looking like
Yeah.
human flesh, not flesh, but like, like the musculature
Yeah.
was just very, like he looked like a demon. He looked like an uber human type thing. And then he had this hair and like whatever. And then he came back and he was fuming
Yeah.
because somebody lied to his girl.
Yeah, so like the setup is 1462, the Muslim Turks coming over to Romania, and this is Vlad Dracul, and he is, he is defending the Christian church. He's defending the Orthodox Church from the invading hordes, and he fights this violent battle. This reminded me of Kwaidan a little bit too, like in this kind of
Yeah.
like very theatrical, as you say, Bunraku. It's like very
Super
puppeteered, sort of-
saturated
yeah.
backgrounds. Yeah.
It's all silhouette theater, and it's all like two-dimensional from the side, a lot of like spears through the abdomen
Yes.
and lift them up and yeet them back over your shoulder. It's just a lot of that shit. But yeah, in the meantime, like he's left his bride, Elizabeth. Elizabeth.
Yeah.
He left Liz back at the castle.
Liz.
And
Lizzie McGuire.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Who is played by Winona Ryder, who will play Mina. And the Turks like they fired an arrow through the castle window while he was out and said, "Oh, your husband, he's dead. He died in battle. Too bad." And so she throws herself into the river. And when he gets home, he is very mad.
Yeah.
Very mad.
Well, and he's mad that she's dead. And he's more mad when their priest, who is also played by Anthony Hopkins,
Yes.
didn't realize that
Uh-huh.
until like I read some stuff. Like, that's crazy to me. I've seen this movie so many times and never realized that.
Right.
But the priest is like, she committed suicide, so she's not going to heaven.
Yep.
So that sucks.
Yeah. Too bad for you
And
guys.
so it's like the salt in the wound for him that he's like, I defended the Christian empire, and now I come home and I don't even get to spend eternity with my true love. F you, Jesus.
Yeah. Well, and also, who knew that he's like, I renounce God. I like, F you, butthole. And then he fucking stabs the cross.
I love
and
this.
then the blood comes out of there and he drinks. What was the impetus for that? Like, I understand, like, okay, it's bleeding. God is like, oh, you got me. But like, why would you pick up a cup and be like, you know what? I'm going to drink this blood now. But like, he was like, I'm going to become evil
blood
and
is
bad.
life.
Yeah. But I was like, oh, he was just crazy. And he killed those priests though, no?
No, I think they kind of run away.
He was like pointing a sword and like, he
yeah.
immediately was like, what the hell? Like, whatever. But also, I'm like, do those priests bear no responsibility for like taking care of that bitch? Like they couldn't
Right.
have like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
she, like, how did they shoot an arrow into this girl's, like into her private room?
Yeah.
Like, you don't, she doesn't have a lady in waiting. She doesn't have anybody like counseling her to be like, oh, these are the lies of a blah blah blah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That
The
seems-
politics are muddy.
Yeah, it seems bogus to me and a failing on the part of the church.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he stabs the fucking thing and the blood comes shooting out and he's drinking the blood and then he's like, ah, and then becomes vampire.
Dracula.
But he's like the first then,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's like he found his own way to vampirism.
Yeah.
Right.
He,
You
like,
know, like he
invented it.
like he invented it or he like cracked the code. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, because that to me was an interesting part of vampire lore. Like him being the first is because he renounced God and did all this stuff. Which also goes to this interesting Judeo-Christian thing. It's like, why do they have to be about God? Like, the hell? Like, but okay. Okay, but what if he was another dude who didn't believe already? But he was, so he was punished by be given all these powers and to live forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's always the thing about like what makes Dracula magic. You know,
Right.
like vampires I get. But what makes Dracula magic? That you have like the power of the storm and control over the
Right.
lower beasts
It's like
and
all of the X-Men in one.
yeah.
Right.
And his castle is like the fucking magic castle
Right.
in which gravity works the wrong way.
Oh, you have those rats on the ceiling?
Rats on the ceiling,
The stuff
perfume
dripping up.
drips upwards. You know, there's blue flames that come, which apparently was from the book. This like idea that blue flames mark where Dracula's riches are hidden, and he has to like move. Anyway, it's like a minor thing that they decided to keep in. But like, yeah, where does the vampire magic come from? And this is actually one of the things I liked about the most recent Nosferatu is that they're like, there's vampires, and then there's like black magic vampires.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a tiered thing. Like he is the head at he is the top of this pyramid scheme of blood sucking. And everyone else below has some level of something, but they're mostly just kind of like slaves to the darkness, right? Like you're just like you are gonna live forever in this fucked up body, and you're just gonna be constantly craving blood.
His MLM downline.
Yeah. Going back to Liz, like I gotta think back in this day, you gotta have a talk with the people in your castle of like you have a talk with your parents about what they read on Facebook. Like you can't just buy everything you see.
Believe every letter that comes flying into your window.
That's right. That arrows through the window was the Facebook of the 15th century.
And it's just a meme. It's a "this is fine" meme.
Well, he says the blood of life shall be mine, title card. And now we are in 1897 London.
Boring.
435 years later. So we start immediately with Renfield, played by Tom Waits.
Oh, Tom Waits.
Wow.
What a wild ride this man gives us.
Yeah.
What are the things attached to his fingers?
That's a great question. Just
Did
like
you notice
charms.
that he's got like a glove made out of like wires attached. Like it is wild.
It was giving, first of all, that whole insane asylum was a mess.
Yes.
Why are the guards why are their heads in cages?
I don't know.
So that way people can't bite them.
Girl.
Or poke them in the eye.
Why wouldn't you do that to the people? Do you know what I mean? So they can't bite you. Why is your head in a cage? Like, I work here. Like, why? I'm not a patient. And it seems like they just walk free. You know?
Yeah.
And this doctor is a crackhead.
He literally is a heroin addict. Yeah.
Yes.
He shoots up morphine. They gave me morphine in the hospital.
That's
and
right,
I'll
morphine,
tell you what. I'll tell you what. That's nothing to be just injecting in yourself and be like, Scooty Doo. Let me go along my day. Girl, please.
Absolutely not. So Renfield is definitely he's our crazy, and he's eating bugs and talking about his master, about how I've got everything in order. Now we're gonna meet Jonathan Harker, Keanu Reeves,
Keanu.
who's basically just a real estate agent. Like, he's working at Coldwell Banker or Corcoran or whatever. And the thing is that Renfield was the listing agent for Carfax Abbey, but he got back from Romania and is, he's on some work leave right now for some family matters.
Love it when Keanu's like, so what did happen to Renfield? And his boss is like, you'll be fine.
No, he won't, girl. No, he won't.
He will not. He will, in fact, not at all be fine.
He went to the loony bin.
So Jonathan is going to go to the Carpathian Mountains to go visit.
Jonathan,
no!
He's going to go visit Dracula, and he's going to leave behind.
No, wait. Actually, I love the scene with him, like with Jonathan and Mina before they go. Because already Mina is like jumping his bones in this Victorian garden.
Yeah. She's like, Jonathan, come over here.
Like, I know we can't be married,
but we'll kiss a little bit. And she's like,
like Harker seems like he is out of his league sexually.
Yes.
Oh, fully.
And I think it's like going back to this idea of like the repressed Victorian lady. And like, that's kind of what makes this love story so evocative. It's like, you've taken this gorgeous, wild female sexuality and you've corseted it up within an inch of its life, and then told it had to marry, cute little Keanu Reeves. And it's like, yeah, I guess so. Oh, wait, there's other options?
I mean, I'm dying laughing when we get to Monica Bellucci and the Brides from Hell.
Oh my God. Fuck yes.
And the way that he's like telling the story later of like, so it was crazy. Like, I didn't like it at all.
No, I couldn't do anything.
And if I'm Mina, I'm like, you didn't like it? Like, it's okay. It's actually preferred if you liked it because, that seems fun.
Yeah, he was so in the beginning. He was so soft spoken too.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He was like, "Yes, I would go to blah blah blah," and Winona is horny. You know what? I'm gonna say this whole movie horny.
Yeah.
Everybody like it's like about people releasing their inner horniness first in subtle ways, especially the Victorian folks. Like, they're being, like, subtle or sly or coy, like, even with the friend. Like, when she's tossing around those three boys. Being
flirty.
Like, hee. And she's, like, kissing all of them, like, in front of...
Can I touch it? It's so big.
It looks like she's giving him a HJ, but it's just... But it's just she's trying
just
to
wants to touch your knife.
His Bowie knife, which also, I'm like, why are you carrying around a knife that big? Like,
he's from Texas.
Because he's a Texan.
Girl.
Yeah. And this movie, like, as we get into the, like... Mina Dracula love story, this is some of the most orgasm faces, like O-face vampires.
There's a lot of
on
O-face.
celluloid.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
a lot of that.
And you're like, whoa.
Whoa.
Well,
Okay.
honey. Sexy.
We just came off of watching a couple weeks ago Saint Maud, which also kind of had that, like, just feeling the power of the Lord course through
the agony and the ecstasy.
It gives you the O-face. Yep.
I think there's a fine line when it comes to like that, and I think that's what they're trying to say. Like what they're trying to display is like between like the throes of passion and the throes of pain are hand in hand.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, Pinhead.
I also like this makeout with Jonathan and Mina because Coppola is so cinematic and so like visual. visually oriented. Like everything
The
has to
peacock.
a hat on a hat
Like
on
the
a hat. and we've
peacock
got the
feather
peacock
closes
feather.
on the scene, which
Yeah.
makes it a theatrical sort of thing. And then the eye of the peacock turns into the opening of a tunnel into like this is a fucking film.
Yeah.
Like this is what cinema is meant to be.
Yeah.
You know?
This feels like a classic. Like this is Cecil B. DeMille sort of territory
Yeah.
type
Yeah.
of
Yeah,
not
Orson
the
Welles.
extras,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
Orson
yeah.
Welles, yeah.
Oh no! Like I was when we have our like Mina out shopping around for medicine for her friend. There's like 200 extras.
That's
in
true.
That back.
That is
fully.
true. Yeah.
You know.
Okay, so we go through Romania. He gets a cross.
Diary.
Dear diary.
Budapest. Budapest.
Budapest.
Budapest.
I've always heard it's Budapest, but then they were like Budapest, and
Yeah.
I just was
I
really
think
thrown
that's
off by that.
I think that's his accent. His
Okay.
bad. This is when people were like, Keanu Reeves is not a great
I
actor.
know. Yeah.
But I'm like, he's so endearing.
Yes.
And I read something that he had just done like 4 films back to back to back to back, and he was like, honestly, it came to this one, and I was fucking exhausted. Was kind of where he was at. So he's like, he didn't like the work he did in this movie as much. And then I think people kind of ripped him a new one. They were like, Keanu's not, he's,
Yeah, he really got it hard in the 80s and 90s. People really went after him bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was until like The Matrix kind of like revamped his career.
But he's good as an action star. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think definitely the sad Keanu meme and just like getting to hear from him and seeing him and then like as a person, he's extraordinarily likable. And then you add to it that the John Wick movies are so fucking fun.
so good.
I forget every time we cover Dracula, some Dracula-ish story, that wolves and vampires are kind of the werewolf and the vampire kind of come out of the same
Sure.
lore, and they're kind of one and the same. That Dracula is also a werewolf, and
Wolfie.
Yeah, he's like aware a lot of things. He's aware bat.
yeah.
He's aware rat.
Yes.
He's a
Yes.
werewolf. But it's like more like he has dominion over them. And that lore of vampires being above werewolves, like being the masters of werewolves, is a point of contention throughout a lot of vampire stories. And you'll see that, like, especially in the movie with freaking Kate Beckinsale.
Oh, Underworld.
Underworld.
Yeah.
Underworld, they have like a big contention, like they're freeing themselves from
Yeah.
the vampiric overlord type things.
It's a class thing, right?
Yeah, very
Like,
much. Vampires look down
are
on werewolves.
aristocracy.
Yep.
They were roughly jewels and they have parties, and werewolves are like the dudes working in the shed.
yeah, working class, yeah.
You know?
Right.
Yep. So we get to the castle and we're gonna meet Dracula. He's got his amazing butt hairdo.
Glamorous.
This is amazing. Like
the cape.
oh my god, the cape that is like 20 feet long.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
The puppeted shadow, the shadow that never matches his movements.
So good.
Unbelievable. And it's very theatrical, which is what I love about this version is that they're like, okay, Hammer Horror Dracula, Universal Studios Bela Lugosi Dracula, we've got to do something different.
Yeah.
And they did. And it became instantly canon because they were like, no, we read the book and we're making decisions based on the book, but we're going to make it do the best we can. Like, I loved the fact that the shadows, not just Dracula's shadow, but the like shadows in general constantly shift and change, and the walls move to give this like nothing is permanent or stable in Dracula's castle.
Yeah. I wrote down, I was like, Shadow's going crazy.
Yeah.
Because they do, like, and it's not just Dracula's, but his is kind of like moving around the other ones. Like, he's even like doing things like he's like trying to choke him. At like one point he's like, ugh, like you can tell he's mad. But then he's like, oh, he comes out the other side and you're like, there's no way that the shadow would be on that
No.
side. but
No.
the light wouldn't throw it that way. So it was just like interesting. And I mean, we've seen this in other Dracula vehicles, being like, okay, all this weird stuff is happening, and you're not, as Keanu's character, it's like you're not even noticing or doing anything or saying anything about it. Like even when he gets in the freaking carriage, and that the
Oh, I
carriage
love
man
it.
literally floats him the hand,
Yes.
and floats him to the thing. He was like, oh, but like, but he's like not that bothered by it, you know. When he's sitting there for dinner and like he's got a whole chicken, and Dracula's like, I have already eaten dinner,
I never drink.
and I
Why?
never.
Yes. I wrote that line down because that's a good
Screamed.
fucking line.
I screamed. I was like, that's so good. There's so much innuendo like that. When he's like, when you are exploring the castle, please no sleeping in other places. This castle is old and you might get lost. And it's like, girl. It was good. I was living for it. Gary Oldman, man.
Oh, God.
He was killing it. I mean, Gary Oldman, he was like my favorite, like throughout. Young Gary Oldman, old Gary Oldman.
Yeah.
What old man?
Like,
old
he was
man.
like the best 90s baddie, one of the best
Yeah.
90s baddies.
Yeah.
You know, him in Leon the Professional, him in Fifth Element.
Yes.
You know, like, do you need
God.
an actor that's like kind of hot, kind of sexy, but also like is literally going to scream at the top of his lungs from one moment to the next? You're like, get you a Gary Oldman.
Yeah. But he
And
was
apparently he went
eating.
full method for this.
Oh,
he
really?
distanced himself from the cast. They never hung out together. He stayed in character the entire time. He slept in a coffin with the prosthetics on.
Oh my
Just
God.
to get into the character of Dracula, which I'm like, I get real
You don't
eye
have to do
rolly.
all that. Yeah.
I know, right? But
It was good.
we'll give you a pass for Dracula. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Well, he has taken Jonathan's photograph of Mina and become obsessed with it because she
Who is
looks
this?
exactly like Lizzie that I was married to.
Liz Lemon.
Just like Liz Lemon.
You know, that
Liz Lerman.
that is also a thing that I find interesting that has gone through a lot of vampire stories, is that lost love that comes back. Like there's a doppelganger sort of love. If you've ever seen the Vampire Diaries, the show, there's also an element of that in there. But yeah, a lot, it's like, oh, I'm rekindling my love for this person because through time, this bitch has come back and now she will be mine type thing. And
Yeah,
they
yeah,
become
yeah.
obsessed with that person and they'll do whatever it takes to get them back.
Yeah.
So
Like, I think I wonder what Dracula's impetus for moving to London in the first place was.
Right.
Before he saw Mina's soul echo. Was it just like he'd eaten everybody in the local vicinity and he's like, I don't know, London seems cool.
That was my impression, is that that's what he was going for, and it's just a coincidence that this his realtor's wife happens to look exactly like his dead wife. I don't know
yeah.
if he knew something about Harker to begin with,
right.
but it does seem that he just wants to move to a more
seems very
populated
coincidental.
area. Yeah.
Right, because why would he have had Renfield first? Because
Yeah.
Renfield got him all these other properties before. So it's not like he knew exactly. I mean, but that wasn't explained to us. So if that
No.
was the case, we were not aware of that. Can we also talk about his weird ass hairy palms?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I mean, he's
was like,
alone
why
a
did it
lot,
hurt?
Symphony.
I know. He has 3 brides.
That's true.
He doesn't have right.
That's true, but look at them.
3 of them.
They're hideous, Cecil. Look at
They're
them.
I know. Ugh, Monica Bellucci. No, gross. But it's shit, like it's details like that I think fill out this movie. Like everything, it just like, even if it's on screen for one frame, Like one little cutaway thing, and you're just like, what the fuck? And then it's just gone.
Yeah.
I love it.
So he wants, for whatever reason, he needs Jonathan to stay there for a whole last month. While Dracula gets his shit together, basically, he's got to pack all of the dirt from his castle, because the part of the lore is, in this version, is that he's got to live. He can't sleep except on his own soil.
Yeah, return to the earth of his homeland to replenish his powers.
Yes. So he is stuck to I wonder where that runs out. Like, is it just at your property line, or is it like all of Romania? What were the borders of Romania in 1460, whatever? It's just it's a question, because if I had that, like I live in New York City, so like my actual property line is really tiny. Like I just have a pretty limited little area. Or do I have to go back to Oklahoma City where I was born?
I was going to say, is it where you're born?
Oh, no. Sorry, Oklahomans.
Yeah, what am I going to do? Go back to Cleveland and dig up some Cleveland?
Oh, yeah.
You got to sleep on Cleveland dirt every night if you really want to get it good.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, baby.
Yeah, just rip off a piece of that and put it on top of me, and I'll go right to sleep.
So we have this incredible scene that was in the original Hollywood Dracula as well, but Jonathan is shaving himself. Oh, and he cuts himself shaving, and I love this conversation because it's Gary Oldman wanting that blood because he could smell it immediately. He's like, it's so gross. He's like licking the blade behind Jonathan's back. And to Dracula's point, it's an excellent point of like, you really should be, like, he drew a lot of blood on that shave.
Yeah.
And he says, you might want to grow a beard here in this castle.
I know.
It's very stylish these days.
Oh, Dracula. Like, so he needs to eat Jonathan, to kind of get up his strength to make this crossing.
Yes.
But he does love playing with his food.
He does.
You know? Like, he doesn't just drain him.
Right.
And discard him. Mm-hmm. Like, he kind of, like, drinks a little bit, and then he's like, okay, I'm good.
Yeah.
Into the box I go. And then just needs Jonathan to, like, chill at the castle so nobody knows what Dracula's next move is.
Right. I wonder if it's because he's so old, because he's already like 437 years or whatever old, that he's like, oh, I don't need, because I believe that's part of some lores that the older they are, they don't need like a ton of blood and they can go for like longer stretches. They're not as like bloodthirsty as like new young vampires. But yeah, because he, like, before he even leaves, the bitches get him, and he's pissed that they're sucking on him. That they're like having a little, charcuterie of his blood, because they have every part. They're biting his arm, they're biting his neck, they're biting his feet, his wiener.
Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm. That's the best part of the charcuterie board.
Easy on the teeth, y'all. Just, yeah.
No, they said no. They're like, they're like corn cob.
They're all corn cobbing it.
Fully. Also, I was like, are they kind of showing he has a boner? Because it did look like it. Yeah. And I was like, then they know it's engorged with blood. My pearls clutch.
It tastes better that way.
Yeah.
That's what I've heard. That's what I've heard.
I also love the lack of special effect or digital effects in this movie. Like, to like have the brides of Dracula like emerge from the bed in the silks.
Yeah.
And like there's a lot of like reverse footage of like, and it just makes it creepier and sexier and cooler.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not to just have like a fuck ton of CGI everywhere.
Agreed.
Yeah, they just like hydraulically, like probably like opened up and lifted the bed. It again lending to that theatrical moment. Like that's something that we would see in the theater, and it would be like trapdoor style, like she's being lifted up by the thing, and it was beautiful. It was sexy. Like she came out of nowhere, and it was like the little effects, like the footprints. You know, and they were like,
Sure.
Lay down on the bed. Oh yeah. Ooh. And he was like, okay, I'll lay down. Well, first of all, you're wandering around this thing. You see a thing. You're like, oh, this perfume's dripping up. No bell, no alarm, no red flag.
No.
Dumb.
No.
Second of all, you pull back this curtain of this cobwebby ass room that's dark as hell, and they're like, let me go in here. It's like, dude, you're doing it to you ought
dummy.
to be 8. Yeah.
He's curious.
Yeah, and then they're like, lay down, Jonathan, lay down. And he's like, yeah, okay. And he's getting all horned up.
Tired.
But they don't like restrict him. They're not like chaining him down or anything like that. He's laying there of his own volition.
Yeah.
He's beguiled.
Yeah.
I guess so.
It's I mean, it's a little bit like Mina looking at the sexy photo of couple butt stuff in it, and then wanting to get all kissy on him earlier in the film, right? Like it's just like there's
it's so gross, but I no, I want to see more.
I'm intrigued. Yeah,
and it's
like, why am I titillated by this?
I love when Dracula comes in. He's like, get off of him, and two of them are like stuck together.
Oh yeah, they're scissoring.
Oh, so
they were
good.
like. They're like, like one is like the top one. They look like a card, you know, like
Oh yeah.
Queen
like
on the top,
card.
queen on the bottom. Yeah. And I was like, ooh, I was like, that looks uncomfy, but and they were like,
But then Dracula gives them a little baby as a sweet treat.
This was so shocking, not only because it's a baby he feeds them, but it's also like a reminder. It's like he's yelling at his dogs, like, get down. Here, it is feeding time. Get off the couch.
That's not for you. Not for you.
Not for you. Get down. Here's your food. And like, it's a really interesting, it's like a really powerful moment. I feel like the baby distracts from that a little bit, but I guess you have to have some type of human thing to give them as food.
And that's also when Jonathan like kind of cracks.
Yeah.
Like it's the madness sets in where he's like, I can't believe what I'm seeing.
Yeah. So back at Mina's house, we're going to see, we've got Mina, who's engaged to Jonathan, and then her best friend, Lucy Westenra, who
horny
is
friend.
Very horny, saucy redhead.
Yeah.
And Mina's staying at Lucy's because Lucy's super rich.
Oh, that's right.
Mina's just like a school teacher.
You're right.
And that's like this whole thing of like we're class, status, kind of play into it, and you know, like, oh, Mina's like, oh, Jonathan doesn't think he's good enough. He's just a clerk, and then here I am staying at my friend's luxurious palace.
Right.
It's gonna like give me airs
with all of
get
her
used to things.
Gentleman callers, because she's got 3 of them. She's got Dr. Seward.
Okay,
Who's
you've got nerdy. Awkward.
Yep. And then we've got Quincy P. Morris, the Texan.
The Texan.
With a big knife.
And fringe on his jacket.
Yeah.
Richard E. Grant plays Dr. Seward, by the way. And then Carrie Elwes plays Lord Arthur Holmwood.
Right. So you've got your Richie Rich.
Right.
Your upright, handsome citizen.
Right.
Aristocracy.
And status.
He's got a title.
Right. And status-wise, obviously, she ends up choosing him to be her person. So, Lord and Lady, you know, whatever. It's like, she's a rich girl. Like, that's where she's going to go. Yeah. But, like, first of all, Arthur doesn't seem bothered at all that she's potentially, like, flirting with, hoeing it up with these other dudes. But she's not really hoeing it up. She's just, like, being very coy and flirty.
Yes. I think it's actually really funny. I had a like weird Winona Ryder in the Victorian age double feature because literally just 2 nights before I had watched The Age of Innocence.
Oh, yeah.
Which is another one of my absolute favorite films. But it's this idea of like, you know, especially for ladies, you kind of have to have your options open. You know, like marriage was not necessarily a love match. It was like
Practical.
a lot of other factors came into it. Parents, lineage, money, title, like all this sort. So you kind of like had to keep a lot of avenues open. And then just kind of like keep your fingers crossed to see like who's going to actually propose.
Right.
Which is for all of her like free spirit, all of Lucy's free spiritedness, all of her like adventure and wanderlust and whatever else, represented also by the Texan, represented by Quincy. And like he seems like the type of man, like somebody who travels, somebody who is rugged, somebody who is handsome and virile and blah, blah, blah. Or the doctor who is not of the same class as aristocracy, but it's a man with a job and a man with some status in the working world. But ultimately, Lord Homewood and her are both wealthy, aristocratic-y types, and it's just going to be the most convenient.
It makes the most sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it keeps her in her status. And actually,
gives her a
technically,
title.
above that. Yeah. Because
Yeah.
she's just like a rich girl. She doesn't have like a title until she was just Miss Lucy.
Okay, so let's get some crates shipped. Let's get on the Demeter. You got to take the Demeter uptown.
But try and get on the express because the local takes
a while.
forever.
And he's in that gold clipped robe.
I know that. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Like that's just his like
Traveling robe.
It's his traveling robe.
It's just
Made of-
he's in all this
made of
dirt in a
gold.
gold. Yeah. I was like, it's like gold and jeweled and stuff. And I was like, girl, in the dirt? But okay.
Oh no, you just need like a nice tracksuit. That's all you. Just
That's
it.
it.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Dracula in a tracksuit.
I mean, do you remember we watched Night Watch, and that kind of was like Russian vampires in tracksuits.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah. Yeah, it really was.
Hot, but in a very different way.
Very Brighton Beach. A different type of.
Yes.
haute
Lots of
couture.
chains.
Yes.
A Kangol hat. You know.
But this scene where he's like, okay, I'm taking a dirt nap, truly. And then it's like overlaid with like Lucy and Mina running through the labyrinth, giggling and kissing and getting wet and being like, oh, we're in the rain. We're just two young girls in the rain.
I love that, like, Dracula's eyes, his face, kind of just appear sort of superimposed on scenes every once in a while. So, like, he's watching them. He's summoning the storm. He's, like, feeding their libidinous desires as he approaches. And they're like, Mina kind of has, like, a feeling something is coming, but can't put her finger on it. Oh, and also a wolf escapes from the zoo.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah, I like this shot of the London Zoo and all the animals are freaking out because the storm is coming. Dracula's eyes are in the storm. That both Mina and Lucy kind of see that something is on the way. They don't really cover, this movie doesn't really dive much into any of what was the police report like for when the Demeter arrived in London.
Yeah.
Because the story in the book, I remember, and also in a lot of other retellings of this as a film, is that shit showed up and there was nobody left alive.
Ghost ship.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like they were like, oh no, it's the rats carrying the plague. Have killed everyone on board, but also everyone on board is just gone.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, he's made it to London, and one night he starts with Lucy,
Yeah.
and Lucy is drawn out in her negligee, lingerie,
Liggery.
out through the labyrinth.
Oh my God. And I love that it's red.
Yes. Just the stark contrast of like the darkness and the dullness of the colors, like, and then she's this vibrant, like her hair and the thing and the cape and also it's like that, like light flowing, like not tulle, but like a very like thin, translucent fabric, and it's
like
just
she's like dragging it over statues. Just it's very sensual.
Yes.
Yeah, and she's like, ah. And then Mina's like running after her, no
like,
bra,
"Are you okay?
still
Hey."
also very sheer outfit. And
Yeah.
then she's like yelling after her, whatever. Turn the corner, she fucking a beast.
Yeah. She is getting dicked down.
Fully
getting
railed.
werewolf.
Fully.
By werewolf
Getting
Dracula.
wolfed.
She's getting wolfed. You got the full wolf.
Yeah.
But Wolf Dracula is like, oh no, my reincarnated love, I don't want you to see me like making the ugly face.
Right.
Do not see me. Goodbye. And she's like, oh my God, that's so crazy. What are you doing out here? And she's like, I don't know. And then Dracula's just fully like jerking it in the corner of the garden.
He has to finish
Yeah. He just sitting in the
you
papa
can't leave
song.
him with-
I'll just watch.
Yeah.
with evil blue balls. But, she's like, I'm so cold. I'm like, girl, you left your little cape. Get the cape. Don't leave the cape out there. Put the cape around the girl. So...
That's what servants are for.
Yeah, but they get her back inside. Now she's all fucked up.
Yeah. This wedding dress. So the next day, she's like, I feel kind of sick, but I'm still going to go into my wedding dress fitting. This
Crazy.
lace, this thing, like the Elizabethan neck ruffle lace that is like fully
Huge.
4 feet wide.
Full fucking Pennywise mode for this wedding.
This costume is insane to me.
Yes.
Like how much work went into this costume. And
It's
she's
giving-
like, it's so nice.
I know. It's giving to me that like what is that thing in Catholicism where they do the baby and they're like doing the water on the baby?
Baptism.
Yeah, like a
Oh, it's like a baptism. Yeah,
It's like a
like
baptism dress. There's
Yeah.
this place here in Chicago that's called Bebe Elegante, and it's
That means elegant baby.
Does it? Yes.
and it's all like dresses and like little suits and stuff for like
Like special occasion.
special occasions. And I swear to God, there's something similar to this that's like in the window or like whatever. It just gives me Victorian baby, like
It's Bebe Elegante.
Bebe Elegante. And so she is Bebe Elegante to me.
Indeed. But she calls in Dr. Seward, who is of course like, I love you, anything, but also I'm your doctor.
Right.
And he's like, I don't know what's going on. She's real pale. She's got a pearl choker that she conveniently does not take off in front of the doctor. And Dr. Seward's like, I don't know, I'm stumped.
Yeah.
I gotta
I'm
call
gonna
my
call
friend.
in. I
Yeah.
gotta call my mentor, Professor Van Helsing.
She also tells him, like, the symptoms she's having, like, besides just being cold and feeling ill, she, like, can hear every fucking thing. She's
Right.
like, I can hear servants quarters away. I can
love
hear
it.
mice walking in the attic. Like, all of her senses are heightened. She also is, like, she's overcome with that sensuality, too, of, like, because she does say, Jack, kiss me. Like,
I know
she's
everything.
She needs it.
So what does Dr. Seward do? Gives her a face full of morphine.
He's like, maybe a little morphine will help.
Night, night.
So meanwhile, Mina is out shopping for the day.
Well, she's getting medicine for Lucy.
She is. And she is also going to run into Slash from Guns N' Roses.
Oh my God, this outfit.
He looks very handsome.
He's so
like
good.
with the
The glasses.
it's very anachronistic. But it just fucking works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know? I also like the explanation. They're like, contrary to nocturnal animals can move around in the daytime.
Yes, I'm glad they
don't
said
love
that.
it. They're not at their height of their powers, but he's just out, being a dandy gentleman. He doesn't have to do anything crazy.
Yeah.
Like turn into smoke or anything like that. He's just, going on a walkabout.
He does the juxtaposition of last time we saw him as this like really grotesque werewolf Wolf and Lucy, he says, no, do not see me. But then now when he's out dressed as Steampunk Slash, he says, see me now.
Yeah.
And this is where Mina, like from across the street, immediately like turns and catches his eye.
But she curves him super hard.
Yeah.
Like he tries to like go over and like shoot his shot and be like, "What's up, girl? You know where you know where this thing is?" And she's like,
You know where the
"Get
movie theater
the
is?"
fuck away from me." She's like, "No, my husband," which
Google
isn't-
it.
That's a real right. That's a real lady move to be like,
Yeah.
"Well, my husband wouldn't appreciate this or whatever."
Oh,
And
your
she does-
husband.
He's like,
I
"I'm
will
so
not bother
sorry."
you anymore. But then he's there on the next street corner.
Well, and then he's like, "Well, I'm just a prince in a." And she's like,
I know.
"Oh,
What a
She goes,
move.
"Oh, a prince?"
Prince of Wachovia.
She's like, "Oh, well, of course. Well, you know what? Let me show you. I'll show you where the."
I was a little bit
Cinematograph.
harsh, a little rude. I mean, I guess I have like an afternoon to kill.
Yeah, since your husband's in fucking Transylvania or whatever the hell for.
And wrote, and I think by now she's like, I got this weird ass letter that's like, Dracula wants me to stay with him and help him with his English. Can't say more. TTYL.
So she goes with him to this movie theater or whatever, which was, I'm sure, like at that time they were like, "Whoa, moving pictures."
It's like the penny arcade, you know?
Yeah.
Kind of thing. I also love that in the background there's like a shadow puppet show, which is the same shadow puppet show of the
war.
fall of the yeah.
Oh, okay.
But a wolf shows up. Everybody goes crazy.
Sure.
This, to me, one of the sexiest things in this movie is when Dracula's like, heal. And the dog is like, well, okay. And he's like, no, come, you can pet. And they have the like,
Over the hands.
gloved
Yeah.
hands petting the wolf's fur. That is hot.
Yeah.
Like, that is some like Venus and furs kind of shit.
If you
Of
own
like-
a pair of wolf petting gloves, you
God.
fancy.
Yeah.
And it's like the colors are so, because he's wearing this like purple gray and she's in like this like
It's a
Odinile green. Yeah. Because it's like they can't touch because that's improper.
Right.
Like skin on skin is too much for the Victorians, but they can like feel an animal's fur through their leather gloves and then their hands incidentally touch. So sexy.
There's a moment where he, right before the wolf moment, where he like pulls her away from the movie, and he says something in Romanian to her, and you kind of see like a little flash of like, that's weird that you just did that, but also this is familiar. And, you know, he says, I've crossed oceans of time to find you. And he is looking ready to bite her neck, and she is looking very willing to accept that. His, like, teeth start growing out. His eyes turn, like, blood red. And then that's when the wolf shows up. But even before the wolf shows up, like, it looks like he can't bring himself to do
Right.
it. And maybe that's his lack of strength.
I think it's like later in their, you know, when he's like seducing her, like when she's fully smitten, it's this idea of like he loves her so much.
Right.
Yes, he wants to spend eternity with her, but he knows how unhappy his lifestyle is and doesn't want to subject her to that.
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
You know?
Right. But like he wants it, but he doesn't want it.
Yeah.
And so that's the struggle that he's, you know.
He's like,
but
I want you, but I love you too much to make you like me.
Yeah.
But then he only wants, like, he only accepts it from her when she says she wants it too.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
he doesn't want her to be unwilling or to be tricked by his
Not like Lucy.
powers.
Like Lucy,
Right.
you know, like his vampire brides is like they're just
They're side pieces.
they're side
Yeah.
pieces. They're literally strippers.
Yeah.
That he just has like on command.
So yeah, he is still visiting Lucy Off and on, Lucy's getting
they're
rough.
going on dates.
Yeah.
And Lucy, the next time we see her, she is wearing a red bustier. Like her hair is coming down.
Yeah.
When she's with Prince Vlad. They're drinking absinthe.
Yes.
He's like, oh, the fairy inside the absinthe wants your soul, but don't worry, I'll protect you.
And she's like, hee hee.
I've never done this before, but also let me drink this whole glass.
She gulped it down. The way she gulped it down, I was
right?
like, absinthe to me? Ugh.
That's not a shot, baby. No.
You're not just like, yeah, you're not just like, yeah, let me just gulp it. Ugh.
like it's a buttery nipple or some shit.
Right.
The mudslide.
Because while it is sweet, if you've never, those of you out in the audience, if you've never had absinthe before, and they pour it over a sugar cube to
light it on fire.
Yeah, to like get
sweeten it and dilute it.
Sweeten it, yeah, because of the
and they do water as well,
supposedly.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, to make it.
It's a strong taste.
It's strong.
It's very bitter licorice. It's very Swedish licorice tasting.
Pastis. Yeah, kind of.
Which is not my favorite thing. And I don't mind sometimes when there's like an absinthe rinse on a glass.
Yes. Like I like it as a flavor amongst others.
Yes.
Right.
But I also like that nasty Swedish black licorice candy.
Not me.
I love it.
Yeah.
Fucking me, Cecil, and Meg all eating that shit.
I know.
We'll throw it
I'll
down.
bring some when we come back from Europe sometimes. I'm like, here's your nasty candy. I'll get it for you. I'm not going to eat it.
Van Helsing comes to town, and he is meeting Lucy, who is just writhing in ecstasy constantly. He attempts a bunch of blood transfusions, even with Arthur's blood.
Okay.
Which
I don't listen.
You can't do that.
I'm not a doctor. But can you just throw any person's old blood?
Sure cannot.
No,
Like
it will fully kill you.
Yeah.
The wrong blood type
Like
mixed with the wrong blood,
like-
it makes your blood clump up, and you will die. Like
Yeah.
I was
he
like,
also-
they're like, hey, fiance, you get in here. Texan, get on in here.
and they're just like using like a suction. I'm like, that's not right.
I like the scene, the introduction of Van Helsing in this when he's talking about syphilis and the idea of the diseases of the blood and the diseases of Venus, venereal diseases are kind of linked. So this idea of like blood and sexuality and sexual diseases are kind of one and the same where medicine is involved at this point. And I find that fucking fascinating.
Well, and it makes sense because his first thought is, she's got a disease of the blood. She's perhaps a venereal disease. Who even knows? Like, it's Victorian times. People are getting their jollies on the side without telling anyone about it. And, so... Yeah, he starts pretty normal. He just seems like a Dutch doctor who's well known and is, obviously the head of his field. But none of the blood transfusion shit is working at all.
And he sees the puncture marks.
I was gonna say, I was like, but then he sees like I think when she's writhing around, she like yanks at it or something, and then he sees the 2 puncture wounds that are huge.
Yeah.
On this bitch's neck. I'm like, oh, no one else examined her well enough to see that she has holes in her neck.
Dr. Seward is like, I mean, God,
he's in love with her, and like,
he's in love with her, but he's also like
a
kind of
crackhead.
morphine addict.
Yeah.
So like he's trying his best. But I like this again, this introduction, though, like the scene with like the 3 suitors and Van Helsing in the garden, in which Van Helsing is very weirdly coy and mysterious. Like he kind of appears and disappears, and he's being very like, now I'm over here, now I'm over here. Life is mysterious. There's all sorts of crazy shit out there. But he's like, okay, think it through. She's lost all her blood. Where is the blood? Is it on the sheets? No.
right?
She has 2 puncture wounds. Where'd it go? It's not like something flew in the window and drank it and flew away, is it? Is it?
Is it? You're right.
Well, and he kind of tests his idea because Lucy is in her room and all the boys, basically, I'm just going to call them the boys from now on, which is Homewood, the Texan, Seward, and Van Helsing. So the boys all come in, but Van Helsing brings a bouquet of garlic bulbs and throws them down. And Lucy goes from like, she's like, oh, Quincy, give me a kiss, you big hunk of a man. And that garlic gets thrown down and she goes full Reagan. From The Exorcist on him.
Yeah, she was like freaking out.
And that's when Van Helsing notices her baby vampire teeth are coming in.
Isn't that crazy? I like that idea that they're like an extra pair. It's not teeth you already have. It's like extra teeth.
Yes. Which is confusing because, well, I guess Dracula and the brides of Dracula, they have their canine teeth just expand and retract.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I wonder if those are like their vampire teeth come down over their
maybe so.
Canine,
yeah.
You know.
Well, it's time, Cecil, for your favorite horror movie trope. Time to read a dusty old tome.
Oh, we got to open a dusty old vampire book.
That's got a misspelled word on the front.
Yep, there's like candles everywhere.
Yep.
He's like, I've been saving this book for forever. And
it also has like a lock on it. It's like your diary.
Right.
The best type of tome has a lock on it.
Yeah.
Of course.
And
he's like, vampire, I've been searching my whole life, and now I found you, Dracula.
I feel like his exact quote, because I wrote this down, I think his exact quote is, aha, Dracul. It's economy of words, y'all. Dracul. Okay, meanwhile, Jonathan has escaped the castle and like by diving like much like Elisabetta at the beginning. Like he dives out into the river, but he survives. He gets taken care of, cleaned up, treated by the good sisters of Transylvania.
The perpetual indulgence.
But the good sisters of the Blessed Sacrament.
Okay. Yes. And they write to Mina. They're like, yo, we found your fiance and he is not good.
Nope.
You need to come collect him and get married
immediately.
ASAP.
Yes.
Right.
Because everyone in that area knows about Dracula.
Of course. And I think that's the thing is like you're either food for Dracula or in this version, you're like Romani Gypsy and you're like one of his minions.
Yes.
Right.
But he's kind of eaten his way through the population.
Okay, so now this is where Van Helsing is going to tell the boys about, hey, you know what? That's what's up here. She is a wanton follower of Satan. She is the devil's concubine. And I love that Quincy is like, yeah, we get it. She is a whore of darkness. And he's like, we get it, my dude.
Going. Yeah. He's like, that's my fiance you're talking about.
And Dracula has received a letter from Mina saying, hey, dude, we had so much fun, but I really am married and I'm off to go get hitched to my hubby.
You'll never see me again. He's also wearing a white tuxedo. Come on.
When he's waiting for her.
I know.
And the little butler brings him the little piece of paper. I was like, that butler better get out of there. Get out of there. He's going to be mad.
It's like breaking up with somebody via Post-it note.
It is. Via Post-it note.
And we know what happened to Carrie during after that.
I mean, I'm not entirely unconvinced that Carrie Bradshaw's a vampire.
I mean, maybe not wrong. But I did like that she's like, I'll never see you again.
I know. And then she has to get on a ship and she's pulling out the pages of her diary in which she wrote about her torrid affair with Dracula. Because she's like, it's like it never happened. I feel so embarrassed. Maybe if I just destroy the evidence and throw away his glove that she's been keeping, she's like, I got to go double down on my husband.
After she smells it, she's like,
I know.
She's like, and it's like, girl, you're still hooked on this guy.
Deleting all text, blocking his number. Yeah,
That's
absolutely. I also love that after Dracula gets sad and mad about this letter, he, one, cries tears of blood, like the little blood droplets dripping down onto the letter. And then two, he turns back into that kind of like monstery wolf, like snub-nosed,
rage.
like a snub-nosed wolf, like a Pekingese wolf, sort of thing.
Well, I think this time
I'm like,
he's
it's like a
going
bat.
more bat.
Yes.
Yeah, like he's less wolf and more bat this time.
And then he just
And
cries,
he's going to go finish off Lucy.
wins!
I know.
Wins! And
Do you think he lit all those candles just to blow them out?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think
just
he
for
did.
dramatic purposes. But he's like, fuck it, I'm going to go eat this girl.
So the boys are keeping guard on Lucy, but it is no matter because he is vampire bat, he is vampire wolf, he is vampire all things nature, and he just plows right over Quincy P. Morris, gets in that bedroom and bites Lucy's neck.
But he bites her. He bites her a bunch of places. He bites her neck, and he's just like biting her. But it looks like he's like eating her
Yes.
in a way. And then she explodes in the blood explosion. First of all, it doesn't come from the bed. It comes from the sides.
Yes.
Like a wave of blood. I'm like, where's the blood coming from?
I have one word. Sploosh.
Sploosh. It very much felt like he just wanted a scene like the blood elevators from The Shining.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just felt like I needed a big horror-like image to really kind of like it's just a flourish on your art house film that you're making. Yeah.
Because it's not what it is, it's more how it feels.
Yes, correct. Well, next thing we know, she's in her glass coffin.
Snow White style.
Yep, fully Snow White style.
With all of the mourners around her, including Arthur, et cetera, and she's gone to the burial, and Van Helsing asks Seward, he's like, "Hey, so I'd like to be able to study Lucy," and he says, "Surely you don't want to do an autopsy on this poor woman?" He's like, "No, I just want to cut off her head and take out her heart."
Also, the way he says it is like like, yeah, I want to do this, and they were like, no, and he's like, and I'll chop her head. It's like, what the hell?
Lust for life.
He's doing this character is very much comic relief in that way because he is so funny and straightforward. He's so Dutch.
Yeah.
Fully. Maybe that was it.
Yeah.
He was just being very
and
Dutch.
and I think that's, like the idea of Van Helsing is that he has to be respected in the medical field, but kind of too much for gentility. Like he's not a person you want to be having dinner with because he's talking about all these horrible things. And everybody's like, oh, my children. Yeah. Oh, my, oh no, that you don't say that out loud, but he's willing to say that out loud.
They do go to Lucy's grave. The boys go to Lucy's grave, and she is not in there.
No.
Arthur's like, what have you done with her? Well, she's Nosferatu now.
Yeah.
And, hey, actually, here she comes.
With a little kid. With a toddler.
She's got like a toddler.
This toddler
Bebe Elegante.
Bebe Elegante.
Bitch, Bebe Elegante.
Oh, my God.
It's like the candles all light when she enters the room. Because this is like kind of her first night as a vampire.
Yeah. She needs a snack. She is gone to the fridge and pulled out a snack.
She needs a post-christening, like a luncheon. And that's that baby.
She needs a Lunchable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, this is her night cheese.
Damn.
I love this scene so much because it's so beautiful. It's so over the top. It's such a drag show. It's so stunning.
Oh my God.
And
the
then
fact
she's
that
got
she's
this
like
baby,
white.
Yeah, and she's in full white, and her face is all white with the red lips, and she's holding
kabuki.
And she's holding this child who is crying, and Van Helsing pulls out that cross, and she just drops this child.
Right.
It's a very funny edit, is all I'm saying. I laughed when it happened.
And
like she saw a spider.
When Seward just runs and scoops up the little kid or whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, girl, she didn't reach out to like grab him or bite him or nothing. She was like, ah.
Well, and he kind of like forces her back into her coffin, and she like lays down for a second, and then just vomits blood all over the crucifix, and then laughs about it. It is kind of like Reagan in The Exorcist, that sort of vibe of like, all right, like I can't argue with the crucifix, but I can like mock it, you know, defame it.
Immediately, Van Helsing goes right to the heart with the stake, and he was like, "Do it, dude!" And Arthur has to chop her fucking head off.
Yeah,
Right. Which is kind of fucked.
No, he puts the stake down. He makes Arthur drive.
He makes Arthur do the stake,
and then Van Helsing does the head chop.
And then the head, like kind of the slow motion flying head that goes across the screen.
Like House.
Yeah, very much like Houseu.
Jonathan's back home. Van Helsing talks to him. Hey, you know those ladies you hooked up with? Did you ever taste any of their blood?
Okay, and I know they drink your blood, but did you drink their blood?
He's like,
man,
no.
those fucking wild nights. I don't remember.
No, I definitely did not.
I was there for weeks.
Great, then you don't have the STI. You're good.
Okay,
you're clean.
You don't have the clap.
Like, no, they were just
nibbling
sorking on my
sorking my gherkin.
They all listen, we didn't have sex. I did get an Iowa City corn cob.
That's where they just nibble.
But we technically did not have sex.
We did not technically have sex.
I did not have sex with that pack of women. With those Dracula brides.
with those Istanbul strippers.
So we're going to have this. So they know that Dracula now, they know that he's the guy who moved in to Carfax Abbey. Mm-hmm. So now they can piece together, we can go fuck up his shit now at his castle.
Why do they always go at night?
Right, when he's
right?
Stupid.
Like, you have all day.
Yes.
Right.
Like, half the day. You have half the time.
Yeah.
When Dracula's just, like, sleeping like a little kitten.
Uh-huh.
Why you gotta go at night?
It do not make sense. Well, Seward takes Mina to meet Renfield. And so now they've pieced together who Renfield's master is. And this is the moment where, upon seeing Mina and meeting her, he has a little bit of a slip of his evil henchman and has a bit of conscience. And he's like, hey, you probably should just get away from
You got to get away from all this shit because the master told me he wants you.
Yes.
And but they leave her ass at the nut house.
I know.
They just let him like reach through and like smell her fingers and shit.
Right?
He puts just like, you're going to be perfectly safe in my office. Doesn't even lock the door.
No, leaves it wide open.
Right.
Wide open.
Yeah.
This is why
this
you
guy's
can't
all
trust a
MIGs and
crackhead.
shit. Yeah, no, we don't need this.
But he's like, you got a bed. You've got a pitcher of water.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, this motherfucker can turn into gas, bro. And you're just like letting this bitch stay in here like
next door to your shenanigans.
Right.
Yeah.
And with his like little minion, like what the hell?
Yeah.
And these boxhead jerks. Like
absolutely not.
Anybody could have come up there and attacked her.
So while the boys are over just wrecking shit in Carfax Abbey, like they've gone over there, they're burning up everything. They're tearing up every crate and box.
They're unboxing.
It's the
unboxing Dracula.
Most violent unboxing video I've ever seen.
And Van Helsing is like, saying some sort of ancient Latin Bible text to get rid of demons. Mm-hmm. There's like literally White Snake is there. Mm-hmm. Everything's happening.
White Snake. What if that was the closing credit song of Here I Go Again?
Yes.
Oh my God. Yes.
Dracula has slipped out his green smoke and gone straight to Renfield's flat and is like, absolutely not. You've betrayed me.
You told on me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he just slams Renfield several times into the bars till he dead.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now he goes under Mina's covers.
Girl, the way he slipped under that, he was like,
I
"Ooh,"
know.
and like whatever. And then she's
And
like,
she's like, I wanted this forever.
and he's then like, young Gary Oldman, like on top of her. And she's like, yeah. And then, bitch, the way she pushes his head, both hands, was like pushing his head down. I'm like, been there, sis. Been there. You're like, yeah, shush, shush, shush.
He warns her, he's like, hey, so before we go all the way, there's something you should know.
Right.
There is no life in my body. And she's like, what?
Yeah.
I don't know.
What are you?
Elaborate.
She's
You
like,
killed my friend.
I must know you. You must tell me. I was like, And then, he does. He's like, yeah, this is who I am, Dracula. And then she's like all pissed off, and she's like hitting him. She's like hitting his chest. She's like, why did you kill my friend? Blah, blah, blah. And then she's like, but can you like make me a vampire? Like,
The one line that makes me so crazy is when she says, take me away from all this death.
right. By
Which is a
killing
great
me?
line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is, but like also, death is what you're like
Seeking.
every night.
Right.
You're
Yeah.
going to have to, one, you're going to have to die. And two, every night for all of eternity, you're going to have to kill something. So I don't know if you've really thought this one through here, Mina.
She's 19.
I was
she's
gonna say,
19.
yeah, 19, and just saw her best friend die, and then learned that she was beheaded, and just, it's like everything's fucked up. Well, she wants to be what he is. He drinks her blood.
She drinks it. She loves drinking his blood.
From his,
Yeah.
from his
She's licking
titty.
his
Oldman.
titty.
Licking his titty. Gary Oldman gives full O-face.
And he's like, oh. And he tries to be like, no, I cannot do this to you. Once
I
again.
want it.
And she's like, and then he's like, oh, okay. You want to get freaky? Let's get freaky, But he's like, I put down, lick my titty for eternal life.
Lick my titty for a try. Man, is that like honk? Honk
if you want.
see me.
Oh my God.
I love the visual joke of what, because the boys come back from just tearing up car. All they've done is just like vandalize this man's house. Like,
Well, because they're scattering his earth.
yes,
And they're like consecrating.
Sanitizing.
that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, they're cleaning it up. So they return back, and then they walk in on Mina just making out with nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
Which I was like, oh, they're like, girl, what are you doing?
And she's like, and then he pops up and he's like, boo.
Yeah, no. And he's like
Bat.
8 foot tall bat.
That?
Yeah. I know.
But he also still has the ripped titty as
Yeah.
the
Oh,
bat.
yeah.
Did you notice
Yeah.
that? I was like,
I did not.
I was like, and that's where they got kinky freaky, but
Yeah.
it's like in your face. But yeah, Kanunu's gray hair was killing me. The wig or whatever that they put on him for this scene, because it had been going, it was like all black, and then it was salt and peppery when he got back from with the Romanian strippers. And then it was like it was getting worse. Because it was like when
Yes.
he grabs her, it's fully white, bro.
I think it's like his proximity to Dracula makes his hair more white, because later when Dracula gets his hair goes back to black again.
Right.
Yeah, it's all the life that Dracula takes of him. And and I guess that's why I was thinking like pyramid scheme too, because it feels like anyone below Dracula feeds like if they feed, he feeds.
Right.
Yeah.
But he loses a percentage of it, obviously.
That's right.
He's gonna have
When Anthony Hopkins puts the cross up and was like, "Oh, demon,"
Yeah.
and he's like, "Fuck your god," and like was like,
Stomps. He
and
stomps and the cross sets on fire.
yeah, dude, the way Anthony Hopkins looked like he was like, "My hammy," and like his leg goes real stiff and then he fell down. I was like, you're fake. He was like, "Oh, he's faking." He's like, "Oh, I got hurt." It's like he didn't even touch you, bro.
I love it when they back Dracula into the darkness of the closet, and then it's just like pure black. You can just see the 2 red eyes, and they're like, "The light, bring the light," and he's just
Rats.
just rats,
That's
rat body.
It's such a great
That was
exit.
sick. Yeah.
He
And
just
it's like it
turned into
moved,
all
like-
rats.
Yeah,
Rats all the way down.
all the way down. They're like, "Catch those rats!"
Burn them.
They do.
It's like,
They do
don't.
not catch
They
those
do not.
rats.
No. So some time has passed. It seems to me
What's like?
They don't really
so Dracula
say.
gets on a ship
he's heading back to.
to get home because they like, he only had Carfax Abbey.
Yes.
Or he'd only move stuff into Carfax Abbey.
Yes.
Right.
So he's got to go home and re-up. They're like, okay, well, you're on a ship,
up.
so that's going to take you at least a week.
Uh-huh.
But we can take the train, and that'll take us like 3 days.
Yes.
Why didn't Dracula take a train?
Well, because he's got to have all of the
His dirt boxes?
dirt boxes, so he's got to
Well,
get
he
like
only
a
has, like, one
cargo
left.
ship sort of
He
thing.
only has one left.
Oh, he's
but,
only got
like,
one.
Why couldn't
Can't
he
you put that
put
on a
him
train?
on a train?
Yeah.
But anyway, no, I'm not going to. I guess maybe he had a ship.
Well, because if he's on a ship and then onto like a carriage, he can hire out a single thing for it, but like a passenger train,
yeah.
because
it does sound like it's like his ship.
yeah,
Yeah.
that shit's gonna stop in Springfield, it's gonna stop in
That's right.
Lawrence, it's gonna stop in
Don't-
Tulsa, and you're like, fuck
Right.
that.
Yeah.
But yeah, he got a private rental of some cargo ship to go straight to the port.
Right.
Well,
But
they're gonna cut it. They're gonna try and cut him off at the pass.
but he's also reading Mina's mind.
Right.
So he knows
talking to
exactly
her.
what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah. So he is outsmarting them all the way. We get to the point where it is Van Helsing and Mina are doing a thing, and the other boys are doing their thing, tracking Dracula.
I think to try and
Dracula.
keep, trying to Dracula. But I think that it's to try to keep Dracula from knowing what they're doing.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
because Mina's not there to be his like eyes or whatever, and so they go off on their own, and they end up at Dracula's castle, right?
Yeah, so
First,
Mina
like, on the lands?
and Van Helsing are going to the castle. And there's like, we know there's that little narrow pass that you kind of have to
Right.
go through. And the boys are going to try and like catch the ship one more time or catch the train one more
Right,
time
because they went north of that.
Yeah.
to go destroy it. They're kind of like a little bit behind though.
Yes, they end
Just
up
barely behind.
just barely behind Dracula, and they're gonna end up all kind of meeting at the castle at the same time, like right as sun is setting. And yeah. Oh, there is a moment with Mina and Van Helsing where she starts to seduce Van Helsing.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
very easily taken it. He's like, oh,
No.
this
So easy.
28-year-old lady would like a piece of this
She's
75-year-old
19.
man. 19 year old
19.
19-year-old lady wants a piece of me. I am very attractive, aren't I? And she's like unbuttoning her dress and
And I love that it's like she's like being like the other Dracula wives are kind of
Yeah.
like teaching her their ways of
Yeah.
seduction.
and he finally sees these Dracula brides watching on, and it's like, oh shit, I've been called out. He chants something in Latin and pushes a Necco wafer right into her forehead. I hate
They
these.
get back
Body
by
price.
eating, but they eat his horses.
Yeah,
That was wild.
that was crazy. In that same style that the war was done in the backlit
Yeah,
red,
like shadow puppet
shadow
style.
puppety type thing. I was like, ooh,
Boy, and he gets some petty ass revenge because he just goes straight into that castle
Yep.
and murders all three of them, throws their heads off a cliff.
he
Well,
drops
he does
him.
it during the day.
Yeah.
He like
Yeah.
goes when they're asleep.
That's how you do it.
He's like, out the door, ladies.
and he chucks their heads off a cliff or whatever.
Into the river you go.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're getting a full-on classic Hollywood shootout, sword fighting and gunfights
Yes.
on carriages.
This
and
is one of those
horses.
things where I'm like, does every movie need to have a car chase in
It
it?
does not.
You know?
Yeah.
I get it. I just think that, like, it just doesn't, I don't know. It's a long build up to get to this castle. But they get there. Poor Quincy gets knifed in the back in the fight, so he's done for. But they're basically attacking Dracula just as the sun goes down. So he's at full power right as they stab him in the chest.
Yeah.
Right.
So he's dying now. But rather than attack him, Mina protects him. And it's...
Oh, Mina, like, calls down a storm upon them. Mina, like, makes the blue energies swirl. She's gone full pro-Dracula.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Yeah, she got radicalized.
She did.
Well, he said that when she was sucking on a city, he was like, he was like, you will have my powers as well. You will share with me the powers of the night.
She's like, all right.
She's like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm full. I will just have a decaf.
Yes.
I did think it was kind of sweet though that like the way that everything came from there, because she was like, they were like, because he was like, oh, it's up to her now or whatever. It's like basically like, you've like mortally wounded him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing to come back from really. Like, I don't think he could have really survived that. And so they stumble into the castle and she's like, what can I do? Blah, blah. And he's like, no, it's okay. Like, whatever.
Release me.
Yeah.
Right.
Give me the full release.
I want to also point out, too, because as the boys are all trying to figure out how to attack her before she goes into the castle with Dracula, it's Jonathan who's like, no, actually, she should handle this. This
is her job.
This is
to
her
finish him off.
thing. Like,
Right.
she's going to have to, like, work it out with her ex. I have to give her the grace. I can't force her to, like, it's never going to go well if I'm like, you got to get that guy out of your life.
I'm
like,
going to kill him.
She's got to work that out.
I'm going to behead your
herself.
ex-boyfriend.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, because
you
it'd be
have
like
to do
she'd never like get over that. But like her being able to do it on her own, like which respect for that, because like some partners wouldn't let you work out your own shit. But like she should have done that before they got married. But whatever. But it is what it is. What can you do when you have a Dracula, when you're in love with a Dracula,
When
from centuries ago?
Karmically linked to a Dracula.
Literally.
It's tough.
It's bigger.
It's tough.
It's bigger than the whole system.
Jonathan Harker, feminist, is what I'm saying.
That's
Ally.
Hello. Speak, Valentina.
But yeah.
I think this is really interesting that this movie ends not with Dracula turning into a pile of dust, even though it does kind of end with Dracula, but like he turns into young, cute Dracula and kind of sees the light of God.
Because it heals, like her love heals the like wound that he had from 400 something years ago, which made him renounce God. Was like, oh no, this has been returned to me. So now I can go peacefully knowing that we will be together, like, or that full circle has come through. And it even healed the little cross stab that he had done early on. So I was like, okay, that's nice. And then it was reflected in the ceiling art.
In which it kind of looks like they're floating up.
Right. The Sistine Chapel, as it were.
This is the 17th chapel.
Yes.
And she gives him a good whack to that head, and he's
she
done.
hacks his head. Yeah.
Dracula no more.
Dracula
she
no
pushes
more.
in the knife further to stab his heart, and then she's like, kisses, bisou, and then she chops his head, and then she's like, okay, and that's the end.
And then credits roll, and you hear, I don't want to wait for
Will it be? So will it be?
Tonight, on a very special episode of Dawson's Creek.
Pacey.
Pacey gets beheaded.
Shall we rate this movie?
Yes, let's.
All right, let's just talk about how approachable this movie is to start if you're horror movie averse. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being not at all approachable, and 10 being very, very easily approachable. I mean, I'm going to give Bram Stoker's Dracula like 7 out of 10 concubines of the devil. Like, I don't think this movie is scary. It's very creepy. It's upsetting. It's a very, like, it's a monster period piece drama. It's got a lot of blood, but I find the blood very stylized. It's very, like, elegant, if that makes sense. This whole movie is, like, horny and sexy and beautiful. And I don't think it's that scary. It's horror in the sense that Dracula is a classic horror story. But I think the scariest moments for me, just looking at the surface, are kind of the monster moments, like when she sees him werewolfing Lucy in the in the maze. I'm like, oh, that face. Oh my God, what a disturbing image.
Yeah.
But, I wouldn't call this movie that scary. Content warning for he feeds a baby to his wives. There is a horse that gets ate by those wives, and suicide. So there you go. But I would say 7 out of 10 for approachability. To speak nothing of approachability, Cecil, how do you rate this as a horror film overall?
I mean, this is film. This is the best of cinema and also the best of horror. It is like a fucking 2-hour long film, so you got to be sat and committed. So for that reason, 9 out of 10 christening dresses that double as funeral dresses.
Yes.
Bebe elegante.
Bebe elegante. Symphony, do you have anything you want to rate this movie on?
Yeah, as far as a vampire flick goes, this is a classic tale of vampirism and love and longing. So I would give this 9.5 out of 10 horny vampires.
Well, let's figure out what movie we want to watch next. Cecil, you've got a scare die. I've got a style die. Let's roll those up and see what movie matches those two things. On your scare die, if you roll a 1, our next movie scares Zombie. 2, Bad Mom, Bad Dad. 3, Technology. 4, it's a wild card. 5, a werewolf. 6, toys and/or dolls.
That's a 3.
Technology. Okay.
Technology.
Beep up, beep boop, beep boop.
We're going to match up your technology with the style that I roll. If I roll a 1, our next movie style has to be a foreign film. 2, it's got to have a one-word title. 3, it's got to be schlocky. 4, it's got to be a film specifically from 1991. 5, it's got to be horror homework, something that we should have watched at this point. Or 6, an anthology film. Let's see what we got here for technology. I got a 1. It's got to be a foreign film with technology.
Ooh, whoa, interesting.
So technology had been on that list for 11 weeks. Foreign film for 5 weeks. Bad Mom, Bad Dad is topping the list. Nope, horror homework has been on there for 20 weeks.
Yes.
Wow.
Bad Mom, Bad Dad, 19 weeks. Okay. So we wrote down a couple right away that we thought fit this, but we also have a Letterboxd account. We're at Random Horror 9 there, and you can follow our lists and leave comments for movies that you would think match any of the die roll we have on any given week. Cecil, here's what I wrote, or we wrote. I can't remember who wrote what, but there's Tetsuo, the Iron Man.
Oh, yeah. Cyborg.
This is man turning into machine sort of thing. 2, there's a Canadian film, which is foreign to the United States.
Yeah.
A Canadian film called Cube from the late 90s.
So good.
Oh, Cube.
Also, there is an animated film called Paprika, which is the technology of entering dreams. And then 4, another Japanese film, One Missed Call.
This one may or may not be able to be available streamsings.
All right.
I don't know. Question mark. Oh, no, wait, no, I'm thinking of Shudder. Never mind.
Oh, yes.
Because I was like, ooh, killer camera. No, unfortunately not.
Oh, I'm glad you mentioned Shudder. Let's look and see. I'd forgotten to put that out.
Because Shudder's and I think that's Thailand?
I believe you're right.
But I don't think the original Thai version is available to watch.
It is available for rental on Fandango at home.
Oh.
And it's on
Do I have to
Hoopla and
download an
Canopy,
app?
which you don't
Oh, no.
have. But it does say Fandango at home is available app, but limited, let's say.
Yeah.
Let's see what people on Letterboxd had to say about this.
Max Bird brings up an interesting one. Peeping Tom from 1960.
Oh, yes.
The technology being the camera. A little more analog than the other options, but it's one of their favorite movies of all time, so they're definitely counting it. Absolutely, yes. Obsession with the camera. Fifth Hammer recommends a movie called Meander from 2021. A woman finds herself trapped in a series of tubes with a timer strapped to her wrist, indicating that she must find a safe place in the maze in order to survive until the next test. And it is a French film.
Okay.
Trapped in Tubes. Monstrum recommends Death Kappa from 2010. Stop me if you've heard this one. When military testing goes awry, radiation creates a giant monster that starts destroying Japan. The only solution? An irradiated yokai that will defend Japan.
Irradiate.
A crazy little passion project film.
Interesting.
So, kind of sounds 2010s Godzilla-ish. King and Commoner recommends await further instructions. Family is trapped inside their house with their only information coming from mysterious messages that come from the TV.
Oh, that's fun. That's interesting.
Oh, that sounds creepy. Kamja recommends Door Lock from 2018. The guy... okay, I don't know what that means. An Unlocked, which is a Korean title. So, like, a lot of stuff like that. Like some interesting Korean films. Ooh, Selmert recommends Golem, or Golem, 1979, a Polish sci-fi horror film loosely based on the Jewish myth of the Golem. The main character is supposedly an artificial human being traversing a world he doesn't fully understand.
Okay.
That's kind of interesting.
It's interesting.
Peter Andreas Dukefos recommends a couple of Norwegian ones. Project Z, kind of a stretch, but they use cameras and equipment as part of the scare. Dark Woods 2, which is about some contract workers that have been the task of taking on a huge old sanatorium for hazardous waste. And they realize the job is more than a search for asbestos and mercury.
Okay.
And has many dark secrets. Dark Souls, let's see, sort of a combination of the Driller Killer and the Stuff.
Fun.
And they recommend The Monitor from 2011. Anna and her 8-year-old son move to a secret location in a giant apartment building, escaping her abusive husband. And she buys a baby monitor to keep in her son's room at all times, but strange noises echo in the baby monitor from elsewhere in the building. Oh, yeah. Nothing's creepier than a baby monitor.
There's a handful of these movies that come out. Was it Demon Seed was like the 70s one about like the home security system? But I feel like there was like few that have come out in the last like 10 or 12 years like this, of some type of Alexa type system or Ring doorbell type system that goes haywire.
Ooh, Half Price Horror recommends a really good one that I don't... This is a solid contender, but I don't think this is available. Hardware from 1990. This is by the same director who did Dust Devil, if you remember that film.
Yeah.
A salvaged hunter-killer robot winds up in the security apartment of an agoraphobic artist. This director has like a really crazy style.
Richard Stanley, and it's not available to...
Yeah, his movies are sometimes tough to find. Diamond Dogs recommends a film called Red Rooms. 2 women become obsessed with a trial of an alleged serial killer that killed his victims in red rooms. Live-streamed snuff films. Ooh, that internet, it's bad. Happy Little Yarn recommends De Lift, saying that we've already done one film of this Dutch director, Dick Maas.
Yes.
It's a killer elevator movie. Yes. Production values of Killer Condom and other chambers of this ilk. Oh my. Killer Elevator.
This one is on Shudder, I believe. Yeah.
Killer Dutch Elevator. Kamja recommends Phone from 2002. Strange events begin to occur around Ji-won's new cell phone. She discovers that almost all previous owners of the phone number have died mysterious deaths. Damn, that's a cursed phone number.
Yeah, it sucks.
Tripgenalis recommends The Call from South Korea. A woman visiting her childhood home in the country. She finds an old cordless phone and starts getting calls from the girl living there 20 years ago.
Nice.
And Virtual Reality from 2021 from Argentina. Cast and crew of an indie horror film gathers for their first screening, but includes several scenes nobody remembers shooting.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's kind of creepy.
That is creepy. I like that.
Yeah, we got some interesting ones here.
Yeah, we got some really good ones. Those last two sound really interesting. Virtual Reality and The Call. Both sound really fascinating. I'm really curious about De Lift, because that has come up before. I think the one that came off of here that I'm like, of course, from Letterboxd was Max Bird's Peeping Tom.
Peeping Tom is a good one. But I think we've been talking about Tetsuo for a long ass time.
Yeah.
And it is like, yes, there is the camera element to Peeping Tom, but he is just kind of a psycho killer. Whereas like Tetsuo is like, the technology is the scare.
Yes. Yeah. That seems like the direction we should be going. It's also horror homework.
Yeah.
It is. It looks what the fuck beyond belief.
It's like if David Lynch were Japanese.
Symphony, have you ever seen Tetsuo?
No.
Okay.
I might watch it just because you guys, well.
It looks fucked up.
Love it.
So that's kind of exciting.
Yeah.
I love fucked up stuff.
I do too. We're on a real streak of fucked up stuff lately. Okay, well, let's do Tetsuo. Do you have any thoughts on that, Symphony? Was there something that you're like, no, wait, you guys have to reconsider?
No, these have all been. There were like literally so many recommendations. So it's like, even the one with the baby monitor, that shit upsets me like nothing.
That sounds creepy.
So I was like,
a lot of haunted phones from East Asia.
Yeah, of course. And Der Lift sounds interesting and like something that you wouldn't normally see.
Yes.
I
may watch that one on my own because it just sounds like silly scary. But I think for the show, I think we should do Tetsuo the Iron Man.
I think you're right. I think we absolutely should. Well, there it is. Thank you all for listening. Thank you, Cecil, for talking with me. Thank you, Symphony, once again, for your expertise on all things vampire and Dracula. Symphony, where can people find you and your work in this world?
Oh, well, I'm on the internet. I'm on Instagram and TikTok at Symphony Sanders. You can also listen to my podcast about another podcast called Good Morning Night Vale with our other friends on there. Or, just yell into the tubes of the internet and I will come running.
Nice. If y'all have thoughts on Bram Stoker's Dracula or ideas for other movies that would have been good technology meets foreign film horror flick, let us know at Random Horror 9 on Blue Sky, Instagram, or Patreon. And those public discussion threads are for every episode on Patreon, and you can be a free member and still participate in those. So watch Tetsuo the Iron Man from 1989 with us this week, and come on back next Tuesday for a new episode. Have a restful night with no hairstylist accidentally giving you a butt cut or nothing. Boo.
Boo.
Hey, it's Jeffrey jumping in one more time to remind you to watch the 2019 film Haunt and join us on this Saturday, October 18th at 3 p.m. Eastern for our monthly live stream at patreon.com/randomhorror9. Our live streams are only $5 and Patreons get to help pick the film. Of course, they also get to be part of every live stream and they get access to our back catalog of more than 50 previous live streams. Some of my favorites have been Over the Garden Wall, The Autopsy of Jane Doe, and Hell House LLC. We've watched some really good ones. So watch Haunt from 2019 and join us this Saturday, October 18th at 3 p.m. New York time over at patreon.com/randomhorror9. Okay, now here are your credits and scary story. Boo. Random Number Generator Horror Podcast number 9 is hosted by me, Jeffrey Craner, and Cecil Baldwin. Find more of our work on the podcast Welcome to Night Vale. This show is produced by Night Vale Presents. It is edited by me with music by Cecil and logo by David Baldwin. Thank you to our special guest this week, Symphony Sanders. You can find Symphony on the podcast Good Morning Night Vale. See original artwork for each episode by David on Instagram. Join us for live streams on Patreon. Watch our recording sessions on YouTube. Chat with us on Blue Sky and contribute to our movie selection process on Letterboxd. We're in all of those places at Random Horror 9. Today's scary story. Your fiancé is acting so differently after being bitten by that vampire. Yeah, they're dressing real hot now and craving sex. Oh no.